while I was in college, I worked for Kenya Photo Murals. I worked for Multi-Vision Productions. And you know, I come from, you know, I used to produce, you know, images 8 feet long, 20 feet long for FP&L. And I would process them in this long tub and spend 30 minutes to make one print. That's in the developer, not even in the effect. And to dry it and pull it out and dry it. So I understand the process, because in traditional photography, every step, any mistake you make during the course of the process can destroy the work completely. So if you go, you don't agitate the reels correctly, you have a chance of damaging the emulsion on the film. Or if you make the mistake of, you know, processing the developer being too hot or not being at the best temperature, which is, I think was like 70, I don't remember, I think probably 68 degrees or something like that, whatever degrees it was in New York at the time. You know, there was risk involved. I mean, you would go out and do an assignment, you had 20 rolls of film in your black and white film in your pocket, and you had to process all that stuff yourself. And then when you talk about E6, you had to take it to a lab. You had to entrust someone to process your film. Now, it's all digital. If you make a mistake, don't worry, you make another one. But again, I told you, I'm not interested in describing the flesh. I'm interested in capturing the soul. So that process for me kind of slows me down. You know, I like to think, you know, I like to think of me in creating a soft landing. You know, a crash is a landing. It just happens to be a landing you might not be able to walk away from. But I want to glide in. You know, I don't want to disappear, because that's a fallacy. How is a black man with dreadlocks in the middle of a synagogue gonna disappear? Really? Come on. It insults the ignorance of your audience. I want to be irrelevant. And that's what I strive to be, irrelevant. I don't want to be a fly on the wall. I just don't want to matter. I want to be so much trust in that space that they don't even see my camera. They don't even care my camera exists. And that process is always going to be the same, because the camera is not between your fingers, it's between your ears. Mm-hmm. Before you can make the picture, you have to see and feel the picture. You have to anticipate it. So that is my process. So moving from traditional darkroom photography to digital photography, yeah, there are differences, there are benefits, but I'm going back to shoot film. See, because I want consequences of my failures. I want to slow down. I want to inhale my process, not just, you know, take it in and push it out. I want to feel the breath of my work. So, you know, I remember using the first digital camera and how mind-blowing it was, but it was huge. Remember the first cell phone? It was a brick. You know, and I remember I was young back then. I would be in a club and these guys, they have this big brick and they're trying to show off. And sometimes I think digital is that way. You know, you get caught up in the technology and not in the humanity. Because I'm in the human business. I'm not in the camera business. When I go and speak at colleges and people say, what kind of camera? It does not make a difference to me, because the camera that I'm using is between these 2 points. It's right here. And if you cannot imagine, my photographs is me imagining the possible and the impossible. I photograph what is not seen before it actually develop itself. So I wait. Sometimes I get impatient, I get angry, and I pay the price for it. Because you are a slave to the moment. You have to surrender to the moment. And if you try to force the moment, then your pictures will look forced, or they won't look real. There's this trend now, this hyper real, this like you can see every pore in someone's, you can count the eyelashes. Well, that's nice, but that's not what I'm into. I want you, when you look at my picture, you can feel the breeze. When you look at that blue, you understand that it's almost divine. And when you see that dark black skin, you see not the absence of color, but the abundance of. And then when I say color, I'm not talking about pigmentation. I'm talking about the color in life. What jazz artists refer to when you can see color. When you listen and you can actually have all these textures and all these different, these residue of visual hues in the music. This is what I want. When you look at my pictures, I want that frame to keep expanding. I'm not trying to trap it. I'm trying to expand it.